Okay. Thank you so much. Very good afternoon to all of you. And on behalf of MTC Global, I welcome all of you in today's program, which is Certified Marketing Professional. And the program is designed in such a way which is very popular and familiar nowadays across the world. Some hours are kept for self taught hours, wherein study notes are given for go through, and some hours are kept for no interaction part. I think that's the way the world is working today, because as we don't have any face to face interaction. So keeping that in mind, we thought of why not to have a program which will be useful for all of us, and at the same time, when we bounce back to the normalcy, probably using this micro credential, no we can know little bit, we can sell ourselves in a more better way. So that's the whole purpose, and we know the difficult situations we all are going through, but still we got 10 participants for this amazing program, and all are very senior professionals from industry and from the corporate. And I think that itself is a great opportunity for all of us to learn from each other. And as I said, that no this is especially will be a collaborative learning. And I'll try to share, because in the WhatsApp, I think someone said that no most of the no general marketing concepts you all know. And what are the no augmentation part, no what are the augmentation part in the marketing, keeping this COVID situations, how companies are facing these situations, what are the different innovative ways they are coming out to beat these competitions and ensure their survival. So that part we'll try to discuss. And I'd also request in the process all of you to share your views, because we have few questions and we have a lot of expertise on board in today's program. And we'll ensure that collectively at the end of the day, we have a lot of new insights and inputs which will be useful for all of us in moving forward from here. Thank you so much. And in the study notes, the fundamental things like the marketing, the 4 P's, the 7 P's, the integrated marketing, communications, the marketing audit, advertising, public relations, all the stuff, the selling, all those basic fundamental concepts were touched upon. And I'm sure that we all of us know are aware of those concepts. So what I have done, I have made a PPT which talks a little bit different on digital conversion, number one, and how we can make use of social media platform, how we can go online to ensure that we get maximum reach and we connect with the customers, and what are the buzzword in today's world as far as marketing is concerned. So I think that's the augmentation part, which I think Dr. M.A. Lowry sir okay yes sir, I think sir spoke so well in WhatsApp group, and I thought, yeah, that's the correct point, because basic things you all of us are aware of. And I'll request sir, you and Ravindranath and Bhaskar sir, all of you to please share your inputs also as we move forward. Thank you so much once again. I welcome you all on board. Now I'll just do the screen sharing so that we can take on one by one. So this is the certified marketing professional. I mentioned this as collaborative learning session, so that we all can share our views and we ensure that each one of us learn from each others, and collectively it becomes a good learning sessions for all of us. Thank you so much once again. Now, the king of marketing tips. Some of the tips which I thought I'll put in the beginning of the presentation, and followed by some of the questions, so that all of us can share our views on those areas. And at the end, after that, we can take up some of the emerging areas which now people are talking about as far as marketing is concerned. Look for opportunities to diversify. We have seen on the onslaught of COVID-19 situation since March 2020, a lot of companies, they have diversified their business into different areas. If I talk about Reliance, we could see that Reliance immediately responded to the marketing challenges and the opportunities, and they came out with GeoMeet. so on and so forth. We could see lot of no startups, they entered into edtech arena. At the same time, they came out with a lot of LMS, learning management software. So the opportunities during this pandemic time, as we all are connected through online mode, and no people are looking for to get the things done sitting at home. So I think the supply chain, the e-commerce, edtech companies, there is, and along with the pharmaceutical, healthcare, and to a great extent we can see that the banking and insurance sector also, because of health insurance, there is a good growth, okay, in this particular areas. We could see that no, because of no business, especially in travel and tourism industries, right? We could see that many no these hotels, they converted into some different, they're using the existing infrastructure for different business purposes. Many have diversified their business into some other areas because it was so difficult. So when the question of survival comes, okay, so there are two ways, right? One is selling out whatever we have, okay, and other one is no, if we can still go for augmentation, go for new market, okay, search for diversification to similar area, or many have done to complete a new area they have entered during this pandemic time. I think that's the new way. We could see many no academic institutions, they have floated no online MDP program, they have floated leadership program, they have come out with e-lab, they have come out with many other online interactive platform, right? So I think the diversification, what no is the need of the hour during this difficult time, and we need to look where the opportunity lies, and possibly if we can enter into the particular segment and ensure that we rightly position our product and connect with the customers. So definitely there is a good possibility that no, still we can survive and we can have growth. And we know that during this pandemic time, there are few companies like Amazon and Reliance, okay, Adani, the few companies which had huge profit during this pandemic because they are able to foresee the situations and they could respond to the challenges and came out with the solutions. I think that's one way. If situation is so pressing, I think we need to diversify our portfolio, I think, as an individual as well. And we know that no, especially the teaching communities in the private institutions having very difficult time last 1 year because of the institutions are also under no huge financial challenges. So in this time we have seen that some of the faculty members, they have gone on board and they have connected themselves, they have diversified their portfolio, they have connected themselves with many other colleges in India, abroad, and they are engaging the no guest faculty sessions online. So I think probably this particular pandemic, we know the severity, we know the situations, we know the challenges, and there is no quick fix to it. I think Dr. Ravindranath was telling there is some industry report that this will continue till no maybe next year, mid next year 2022. But still, as the virus is going under mutation, and I think the mask will be the common okay dress for all of us. And keeping that in mind, I think we need to look inside, we need to do self SWOT analysis, and we need to explore, yes, is there any opportunity no in the new market area wherein we can diversify, we can start your business. I think that's one area we need to look for as an individual as well, and as an enterprise also. Embrace paid social. I think this is a very important. This is a very important area. If we look at last since 1 year, most of us, okay, as we are at home, okay, a majority portion of our time we spend on no internet. And out of that, a majority portion of time we spend on various social media, Facebook, Twitter, no Pinterest, LinkedIn, YouTube. I think I think social media promotion is the best way, because traditional promotional methods like hoarding and all those stuffs, because people are not moving away, moving around, so billboard hoarding doesn't make any sense. I think this is the time wherein no companies or individual, we need to showcase our work, our activities, our credential on different social media platform. And many are, no, we have seen many are free, and if we make payment, still we can no promote, we can get access to the more people. Like Facebook ad is there, the Instagram paid advertisement is there, LinkedIn paid, all social media they have the paid advertisement. So if the budget supports, I think there is no every opportunity that we can go for social media campaigning. And I think it has today a lot of acceptability and good reach. And some of the messages we have seen, no, it has gone viral. And one video, I think it was no going around all social media a few days back in Mumbai, in some no railway station. One railway staff saved no one boy from the railway line. One train was coming, and because of the power of social media, and that railway employee was praised a lot, and he was no, he's the real star. I think that's only became possible because of the social media and the awareness and the power of social media, how a particular no advertisement or campaign can become a viral. So we'll talk in details on the later part of this particular okay social media things. Then focus on your existing content. Okay, that's I think another area. Content, we know that content is the king, right? So how we use our content, communicate with the customers about our product or service or whatever business we are into. So whatever existing content is there, I think there is, until unless we diversify our business to a complete new segment, there may not be any need to modify that particular content. Okay, so the existing message can be there, the same message, and we can modify the content and we can reach out. Nurture brand advocates. I think
Sir,
the
sir,
this is,
sir,
yeah.
sir, can you just put on the presentation mode, sir? The slides.
Uh, Sir,
Slides can presentation mode. You can press F5, please.
F5.
F5.
Yeah, can you
So,
see, sir?
so no, no. It should be little bigger. Presentation mode, it will be there, sir. F5 generally.
Services sector, that is actually improving, because many people, they can't get out of home. So naturally they have to be provided with online services, especially teaching also. For example, now it has completely shifted to online teaching. So any professor sitting in any part of the country, they can teach students anywhere in the world. That is a scenario. So there are opportunities which are emerging, but only thing is that it will take some time for us to identify the opportunities and get ourselves adjusted to that. So as rightly said, when there is a downward trend, definitely there will be an upward trend in the future. So whatever is going down will again come up. So there is nothing to worry. We will definitely have a positive future. These are only temporary things. Now we have to control the situation now. That is it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Dr. Ravindranath, sir.
Sir,
Yeah, please.
sir,
Yes, sir.
sir,
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir, 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 very good afternoon.
yes, sir. Please, sir.
And my best present to everybody, sir. Sir, now I was just listening to these two our participants. So basically, anything which is coming down go up. Yes, fine. But what is the time? Time may be 10 years, maybe 100 years. If you talk to me, after every 100 years, there is one pandemic. And the study says after every 10 to 12 years, there will be one recession in finance. So when you talk about something is coming down, it will go up, that will take its own time. By that time, we may not be there. We may die. So now the things what were to the participants have spoken, it is very nice. What I feel personally, so these industries, say for example, it is a group like a Tata. Tata is a group. Reliance is a group. So they can have their own internal adjustment. The sector which is not doing, or the sector which is badly affected by this pandemic, they can shift their employees to the sector which is doing better. But they can do their own instead of employees finding the job. And based on that, yes, skill set necessarily they have to train up, and that is possible also. So my point of view is here, instead of finding job by the employees, sectors can make an arrangement by MOU each other. Say for example now, say for example the health sector is doing better now. Yes, health sector can make a MOU with the tourism sector, so that tourism employees can be taken to health sector and they can be trained up, they can be provided job till the sector is settled, that is the tourism sector. So likewise, I think my personal view, there should be an understanding between the sectors to transfer. Say for example, I'll give the best example, sir. When we are traveling somewhere by bus or train, something goes wrong into that. Some buses will come from the same department and they'll take us to our destination. So in the same fashion, yes, now in the pandemic, of course, we are losing the job. Some sector should come there and take out the employees. So this should be some arrangement. So this is the one point. And second, very important point, when we are doing good, we means the sector. So we are doing a lot of VR, means that's voluntary, that is, what is that, sir? VRS? What is that?
Yes,
Some for goodness of the people, we spend a lot of money from our profit.
CRS.
CRS and VRS, whatever it is there. Some portion of that money should go to the employee's account as in the pandemic head. In case no pandemic is happening during that, that amount can be transferred to the employees at the time of the retirement. In case something goes wrong, like pandemic, that amount can be used for the employees' welfare. So this is my view, sir. With this, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for the
Wonderful.
opportunity.
I think Lahori sir spoke very practical things, and everything is cyclic. But whatever goes up comes down, whatever comes down goes up. But what is the time taken in between? I think that makes a lot of difference. I think therein we need lot of intervention. What sir rightly said, the collaborative efforts which everyone is talking about. So it needs the skill development, as rightly said by Ravindranath sir, that we need to know skill up. We need to ensure that we learn new skill sets so that from one sector to other sector, that movement becomes easier. And what Lahori sir said is rightly that all sectors should come forward. They should have a strategy in place so that if someone is getting laid off from tourism, whether that person can be inducted in IT sector with a little bit of training. I think that is very, very important. That's the kind of hand holding and the collaboration we need at this particular time, because situation is really tough. Situation is really very, very tough, and the economy we are going through is not that great. But still, no, we need to have good hopes, as Sneha ma'am and Ravindranath said, that we need to be positive. We need to have hopes, and Lahori sir has given some practical solution approach. Okay, how we can address this particular economic crisis. I think that's wonderful thoughts. Now I have the next questions, and wherein I request your views. Now, there are talks, a lot of talks about the customer trust. Okay, what are the biggest causes of eroding customer trust, whether it is healthcare, financial services, automobile manufacturing companies? Okay, how we can win the customer's trust? I think this is one area we see that especially in the political sector. Okay, we say there is a trust deficit between the government and the common people, or the different parties and the common people. And on the similar line, okay, we see there is a lot of trust gaps, okay, about the companies. Like if I say that Tata, okay, so Tata has a very strong equity, brand equity over a period of time. And anybody talks about Tata, we look at Tata with some respect. Okay, that's the kind of brand they have developed over a period of time. And but we don't look at other brands. Okay, I'm not quoting the names, the competitors. And we look with a lot of no suspicion. And how we can ensure that we win that trust, or we can address that particular trust between the customers and the companies. I think we have Dr. Arijit sir from Hyderabad, and we would like to have some views from sir. Sir, please, how we can
Yes,
win the
sir.
customers' trust in this difficult time.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for this question. In fact, I would like to start with the last questions you have asked, and then I'll come back to this customer
Yes,
trust one.
yes, most.
No, actually, the last question I was thinking that when Sir was talking about Laurus is talking about timelines and all, I was just trying to understand the Sensex and Nifty. If you look at for last 1 year, I have seen the Sensex in 30 to 35,000 mark and gone up to 48,000 mark. So that means there is definitely a hope, rays of hope that we are recovering very quickly. And of course, it is also a V shape you can see like COVID. It's going up and then coming down and again going up in COVID too. Similarly, economy going down and then it started going up, probably again going back due to this COVID too. So we'll recover very soon. That's the hope. That's the positivity I also have in my mind. And secondly, when you talk about customer trust, sir, I think I always go with, and that's the best model. I always say that. In fact, you also mentioned in the note, it's called service quality model given by Parasuraman and Jetman. So I would say following that those principles of service quality, those dimensions, I think we can win the customer trust. Now, to put it in very lucid manner, if you can say that if we are able to engage the customers, if we are able to proactively listen to the customers, if we are able to understand the customers' problems in real sense, instead of predicting or probably making our own perception into it, rather than asking them in real sense and very honest feedback from them, very honestly understanding the customer, what they want, right? What is that they are exactly looking for, and continuous engagement, because customers always would like to participate. There is no problem of it is the customer never mind if you are not able to deliver certain things, but with information. So it is not always important that you need to always deliver best. Sometimes even if you are not doing, if you are keeping them informed, customer would be happy. And when we know that service economies are going up, and most of the businesses are services business, right from if you're talking about the cab services or hotel or the kind of restaurant we visit. So we are depending on the service economy. And in services, obviously, it's very important to listen to the customers and give what customers want. That's what I always believe. That's the main principle to winning the customer trust.
I think wonderful, Arijit sir. I think we need to listen more to the customers. I think that's the best way we can ensure that this gap is reduced. Thank you so much. Now we go to the next questions. Now, we know about the 4 Ps and the 7 Ps further due to service marketing, the people, process, and physical evidence. And today, no, people are talking about the 8 P. I think the productivity. The people are talking about the productivity has become another P, and how productivity is crucial. I read different reports in magazine wherein people say that companies are only bothered about productivity. They want to keep their bottom line no safe, and no, until unless there is productions, the product moves in the market and there is no returns, so whole efforts will be big zero. That's why today there is no benching. Okay, because there is no time for no training after induction. And that's why many companies like Google and Ernst and Young, so many companies, they're not bothered about the formal qualification. If the candidate has the right kind of skill sets to perform the particular job role, so that's it, it is done. So again, the productivity. Okay, so productivity, you have seen that IT people are taking care of the HR. Okay, additional add-on responsibility. and many places there is only one HR and they have 1000 employees. Okay, so there is a cost cutting everywhere, and the focus again on productivity. So I'll request Arjit sir to please share your views on that. Then we can move on to others, please.
Obviously, sir, whatever you have just now mentioned, productivity is becoming so important in both the, if you look at production also, the kind of production we are able to bring in and we are able to make it sell out in the market. And are we able to really fulfill the demand of the people? That matters. But at the same time, it also matters, as you said, the employee productivity. Like whether are you able to perform the different roles is being expected for. And today is the area where we need to be. I always believe it's a task. It's a myth, but we need to be multitaskers. Like being an academicians, also we do so many things apart from teaching, research. We do consultancy. We take part in the administrative work, whatever is required in the institutes. So if you are not able to do all these together, probably our productivity will come down. People will not find it. We are resourceful. So the similar thing with the corporate or academics or whatever. So that's no doubt. I believe that's the 8P.
Absolutely.
Although I also believe that it is already there in our 7Ps. Right. If you talk about people, we are talking about their performance
Profit,
and how to
yes,
enhance the
yes.
performance.
Okay,
So
wonderful, wonderful, sir.
yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Now,
you.
I come to Mr. Bhaskar Chakrabarti, who worked in pharmaceutical industry in a very, very senior position abroad. He is there with us. I'll request no sir's view. I'll just give one point, then sir can come. Is it not harsh, or that no companies are looking for only productivity, and if employees are not able to perform, just remove them? The same the case in academic. If the situation is not good, need not have plenty of teachers. Just remove them. No, management don't find out alternatives, how they can be better engaged, or find out new role for the existing staff, or give some add-on training if someone is not good in a particular area, and retain them, hold them. But nowadays companies are not much bothered about in all these areas. Someone is not good at, not able to meet the criteria, just take them away. Sir, what is your view on this? Is it not very harsh?
My views are very unpleasant to hear because see, I have worked in large multinational companies as well as Lala companies. But the fact is that most of the economy is dependent on the Lala companies, who are only looking at return on investment, on productivity. Only in the books and great people like Philip Kotler, they talk about human spirit and human centricity. And I was reading Marketing 5.0, where he's talking about technology for humanity, but it is never practiced by most of the companies. Very sad to say. Even in academic, I have seen, in the last 3 years, after my long innings in the corporate sector, I switched to academics. There also, I mean, everyone is looking for profitability, return on investment, productivity. But they are, and if your focus is on that, then you're compromising on quality, on values, see, on the human centricity. So my opinion is very unpleasant. I'm sorry to say.
Thank you so much, sir. I think that's the hard reality on the ground. We learn so many concepts from HR books, especially. And actually, the role of HR, what we all know and we have seen during the turbulent time, I think HR is the first department which gets pink slip because they are not directly linked with the productivity. I think that's true part. We have seen in 2009, and that time I wrote a case study also of one of the companies wherein my wife worked in IT companies, and how the HR departments were dealt with and how the companies were laid off. I think that's the hard reality. Is always a difference, what is in the book and what actually practice. Okay, but we need to bring some kind of humanness, sir. Whatever we do it, I think that's also one way we should look forward. Thank you so much, sir. It is a pleasure to listen to you. I think Arijit sir wants to add something, sir.
Yeah,
Please.
sir. Sir, actually, I want to add that I think we all know about the service profit chain. I think most of the organizations, those who are actually very harsh to their employees, uh, they probably need to understand that the happy employees can create happy customers. That's the very simple fundamental things. If people understand if you look at the organization, those who are really successful, they are successful because of their employees primarily. So I think some of the companies are definitely in this pandemic time. If you look at, have missed that part, and they were not able to survive due to they are not treating their employees better. There are, in fact, I have a study, sir, which I am doing, which is not completed. During the COVID time, it's the survey with the employees. I mean, the kind of companies, what is the workforce they have, and how many of them were got retrenched in the process. How many of them have got salary uh, cut and sort of things. So all these things is checking, and I found a very surprising findings in that. So I have also found that the company, those who did certain kind of things, they are not able to even cope up with it during the when we are actually recovering. When the other companies have started recovering, they were not able to recover also. It's a longitudinal pre-COVID to till now it's going on. So I think we'll be able to come up with some more findings. But it's a sad fact.
I think wonderful message what Sarah's given, that happy employees create happy customers. I think that's true. And why Google and Microsoft and other top companies, they are doing so well. A lot of innovations we could see, because at the end of the day, the employees are so happy. Not only in terms of their perks and avenues, in terms of other benefits also, they take pride being with that. Why some of the academic institutions are so good? Now, there comes the challenge, because the teachers are good, not because of the
Yes,
building or because of anything else. Okay, because
true, sir.
teachers good. And there's a beautiful saying that quality of any academic institutions cannot be better than quality of its teachers. I think
Teachers, yes.
time and again that is proven, but majority they don't understand. I think that challenge will be always there, because this we all are human being, and no, you all are more screwed to the profit. And and I think that, but anyhow, that's a good input from Bhaskar
That
sir.
always short term, sir.
Yes, sir,
That's
that
always a short term.
yes, that's always a short term. I rightly said. I think Ravindranath sir also wants to add on with this. Yes, sir.
In the case of the academic sector, what I find is that mostly the institutions, they want to make money. They don't take care of their teachers very well, because they are not properly trained. They are not given opportunities. They are also not paid well. In the case of many institutions, because I know some of the institutions very well. And I think that is the saddest part, because as you rightly said, the education totally depends on the quality of teachers. I think the teachers should be taken care of very well. Without that, we cannot improve our education system.
Yes, sir. I think that's wonderful, sir. Without taking care of the teachers, I think whatever we do it with the policy decisions or whatever strategies we can adopt, because ultimate teachers are the frontline
Yeah.
warriors, will implement those. Who are in direct contact with the no students will deliver. So I
And
think
they are going to be the future generation.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wonderful, sir. Now I'll request Dr. Arun Kumar Singh, who is there with us from Delhi, if sir can also add on some points, so we can have diverse views, and it will be good. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for inviting me to say something on this. Although I've been listening to all what other speakers have said till now, and it's really interesting listening to all and their perspective. Now, coming to the very, let's say, critical point, because I happen to be in academics, and in fact, I'm a director with one of the prominent B school in Delhi NCR. But I want to add what already being talked about, like pertaining to the profit orientation, or let's say looking for the bottom line on ROI. My way of looking this thing is in a multifacet. That means like one angle is definitely management has no doubt about it as a profit orientation and they look for those kind of things. But at the mean point of time, the way academics has been driven over a long period of time, people have, and I'm talking about faculties, I'm also a faculty, they have taken it for granted. Now people believe, and in fact, it's like it's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. That majorly that I have certain qualification and I deserve this. Now, once you said a very because you were having a very first question, how environment and how it's changing. Now we are talking about industry 4.0. In fact, one of the speakers was talking about marketing 5.0, what they have studied. Now in 4.0, we are going to going to at the cost of automation. And once it's going to happen, same as with the academic industry, people are not changing and evolving with the period of time. Now as we talk about this industry 4.0, there are three broad trends which are coming very, in fact, specifically, and we need to watch for that. The three broad trends are: one is digitization. That means everything is getting digital. In fact, like for academics now, mark sheets, blockchain, and all those things are going to happen. Blended learning is a long way. In fact, West is just and done with this blended learning part. Now, another part is disaggregation. Now, disaggregation is a very interesting concept, which is happening, and probably this is going to affect us in a big way, particularly the academics. Now, look at, if I take this example to the banking industry. Earlier, we were having banks as a wholesale solution for any kind of financial related issues. For that matter, to make it clarify, we were having saving accounts, we were having credit cards, XYZ, we were managing with the help of a bank. Now, gradually, what has happened? Now, today we have payment banks. One particular function is getting divided or getting being taken separately, and it's disintegration of, in fact, aggregation of responsibility. And same is happening with the companies. In fact, somebody was saying that corporate should take the responsibility where one sector is not doing good, and then probably they can shift. No, but the hard reality is everybody is more or less going to have a relook at the way the business is going to be done. Now, this aggregation is affecting every single possible industry. Now, particularly if you look at companies like Bajaj, now they have traditionally been into automobiles, their jewel. But what has happened of late, Bajaj Finserv is much bigger in terms of valuation. And what they do is basically they give loan only. So this is again one good example how academics needs to look into. Now today we are sitting in a situation where 4 months or 6 month program is threatening our 4-year BTech program. It's a hard reality. We as a faculty need to look into it. In fact, as an academician, in fact, industry needs to look into what's wrong with it. Why somebody who is going to do a 6 months or let's say a year certification and can easily beat a BTech guy. Now, third and a very interesting, part which is again affecting academics is in a different way. That is the disaggregation was one part which I said the happen. Then there is a intimidation, which is coming to an end. A lot of, you talked about SMEs are not into good shape, they're not doing good. Why? Because internet, as it was thought of, that it will remove a lot of intermediaries, those who are in between. So now the quality of education, let's say somebody who wants to study in one of the prominent B school or any college in abroad, they can have access here in India, the quality, and that's a different issue, that how the quality of education is affecting us. That particularly is affecting us. In fact, I strongly believe that time is going to come, major chunk of undergrads are going for job. And as a faculty, we should embrace the shock. We are going to embrace that. That means we have to diversify our skill sets. We have to be ready ourselves. Otherwise, we are going to face the music big time. Now, as far as the economy is concerned, be it a pandemic or non-pandemic, as one of the speakers said, there is a cycle which happens every 10 to 15 years. We have this kind of a downward, upward trend. But yes, definitely, it's going to be a K-shaped recovery, which probably is the right way to look at it, not exactly a V-shaped recovery. A K-shaped, once I'm saying that the upper part of the K, those industries, those people, in fact, as individual, if I talk about those who will be working onto that direction, they will be having a higher trajectory, and those industries, or in fact, those people who will not be working onto it, will be on the lower part of the trajectory. So that's my way of looking at it. So as an individual, we should look into where we are going wrong. A lot of people have evolved in past 1 year, and I'm particularly talking about academics. I'm not talking about other industries. They have evolved in a fashion that they have come up with the alternatives. What probably could be the alternative means of income as well as alternative careers? Gig economy has been much talked about in Harvard and all those research papers way back in 2015, 16. Now it's the time Indians should realize it. Gone the days we cannot sit for that means I'm a PhD holder, I deserve this job. Gone the days. We will be threatened every 3 to 4 years with a new technology, new technology
I think there may be some internet issues from. Uh, Sir, can you hear me, Dr. Arun Kumar, sir? Sir, can you hear me, Dr. Arun Kumar, sir? I think there may be some internet issues from his side. Okay, what Dr. Arun Kumar sir was talking about exactly, and we could see that the rise of micro credentials, especially the Unacademy, Udemy, and a lot of other the certification programs which are being offered across the world, and many may look at this kind of certification programs instead of going for a full-fledged PG or UG programs. If they have some kind of challenges, maybe this can help to get them a quick job. Then probably they can now, because of NEP 2021, where there is a provision for no credit transferring and all those stuff. Okay, so I think that may be the right way that people can do the certification programs. I think no the Upgrade is a very popular platform which has tie up with the ICT for machine learning, robotics, and artificial intelligence, all high tech no certification programs. And many could opt for those kind of certification programs and probably get onto jobs, and later on they can go for the no higher education, whether it is UG or PG. I think what he rightly pointed out that based on qualification, looking for a job, maybe the very ancient way of searching for job. Okay, it's not that you have PhD or certain qualification, so you should get a particular job. I think that metrics will go for a toss, and now no, we should need to look at what are the emerging areas wherein there are job opportunities, and we need to introspect. We need to do a self SWOT analysis and see that whether really we have those kind of skill sets with us or not to map those kind of requirements. I think that's the best way to look forward. And I'd like to listen. We have another very senior person with us, Dr. Lahori sir with us. I think he spoke so well in the last no interaction. Sir, if you can share your views particular, because we're getting a lot of new insights from different people. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. In fact, I should agree with our director, sir, the Arun Kumar, sir. He was rightly saying. But I feel personally, sir, as far as the faculty is concerned, the teaching staff is concerned, basically in the higher education, their contribution for the development of the institution, as rightly you also said, the quality of the institution is by the quality of the faculty or teachers. So what I'm trying to say here, so far, I think we not made any parameters to fix a target for the teacher. A teacher, I mean the entire sector, maybe a faculty, maybe senior professor, junior professor, lecturers, whatever it may be. So now the time has come. In fact, I am also working as a director of the one institute at Baramati, that is district Pune, Maharashtra. So basically, we have fixed some, target type system in our institute. Basically based on, and I'm very happy to share, I think most of the institution must be doing basically management institute. We have the system of mentor and mentee. By virtue of that, the performance of the faculty is directly judged. How best he is performing to improve their mentees in all factors. Say for example, in the result, say for example, for getting the job, say for example, their behavior at home also will be judged. Based on that, we have made a performance appraisal of the teachers, and we are grading them, and we are paying the incentive also. And sir, I'm very happy to share this. Baramati is a very small place. It is a taluka place. It has 5 MBA colleges. In all MBA colleges, we are the first MBA college where our students are waiting for admissions. The reason is the quality of teacher. And the quality of teacher is being assessed by his performance. The best tool is the mentor and mentee. So what I'm trying to say, when teacher is contributing for the development of the institution, of course with a lot of technology help and whatever the supports he need, he has to cultivate that. So with that, the rapport between the students with the management, say to say the entire stakeholders, also give very positive sense for the development of the institutions, let it be pandemic or non-pandemic or any other situation in the near future also. I think that will work better, sir. The connectivity between the students and teachers and the management, it is a vice versa circle. And based on that, we can have better, say to say, the employability basically for the teachers are concerned. Sir, thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. I think another point what Dr. Arun Kumar said rightly, that teachers are taking the things granted, and they are not focusing for the skill development or skill upgradation. I think that may not be the right case, because no, maybe that as Lavadi sir has rightly said, if there is a proper connect among the management and the directors, senior level people, and the teachers and the students, and there is a proper no metrics in place, like I think we have all these KPI, okay, and CSF also, that every teacher needs to present at least 2 papers per semesters, needs to attend some seminar, conferences, all those things. If those things are taken care and teachers are rightly motivated, I think no teachers will take every possible steps to improve themselves, because no we are there in the profession because we want to improve ourselves. We need to go up to the ladder, provided we are getting the sufficient no help or the support from the institutions management, or if the ecosystem is so good. No, there may be some percentage, okay, exception everywhere, but I think this is one major area, and I'm sure that the views shared by all the esteemed participants, and these are invaluable. A lot of insights there. We have with us Mr. Sirajuddin. I think sir has not shared his views, and I'll request if he is present to share his views as well. Sirajuddin sir, are you here? Yes,
Good
sir.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm feeling not well.
Okay. No problem, sir. No problem. Okay, sir. Yeah, no problem, sir. Please listen to us. And thank you so
Yeah.
much for your presence. He's there in most of our programs, and we're thankful to him for your
Yes.
presence. And, thank you, sir. Maybe
Thank you,
we
sir.
can
Thank you.
connect in some other time. Okay, so let us just move forward to, I'll start sharing the screen once again. Okay, now this is coming something which I think uh, that Dr. Arun Kumar Singh sir was talking about Industry 4.0, and Vaskar sir also spoke about Marketing 5.0 and how the things are evolving, and this all because of technology. There is a report by KPMG which says that no, the technology evolution which is going to happen for another 10 to 15 years, that has happened in last 1 year, because now all activities on the physical platforms are not happening or limited, and you all are connected over the internet. So the conversion of the digital platform or digital tools and techniques available to us is very, very rapid. And in this digitalized world, we call it no digital economy. Okay, all economic activities are happening digitally, whether you want to apply for the passport, the voter card, whatever activities are there. Someone rightly said that intermediaries Okay, if these people are not there, there is less scope for corruption, and there is no faster processing of anything on the online mode. So people rightly said, the Bill Gates, the content is king. I think we all know about that, that content is king. In this digitalized world, when we all are connected on different platforms through the internet, I think content makes a lot of difference. If you want to promote a particular institution, what kind of content we want to give in the advertisement, in the hoarding, or on the home page of our internet, I think that makes a lot of difference to the visitors which comes to our home page, or a person looking at the hoarding or the billboard. I think what the content, that's why there is no so much demand for the content developer, so much demand for the technical writers who have the expertise in this area. And we have seen that there are some of the fantastic people, those who post wonderful content on LinkedIn, okay, very meticulously, and create some kind of inquisitiveness among the readers and motivate them to post their views. And not that every post on LinkedIn get response, but some of the posts, no, you will we see that they get no huge response. Why there is so much difference? This is because of the content. If the content, and in case of now, if I talk about the content today, especially for the academic institutions, we have so many open educational resources, OER, wherein no we can also log in, create our own content, and keep it open for anyone across the world to use the content. Okay, so open educational resources, I think that's a new way, wherein that's why we say that no, in this digitalized world there is a lot of debate whether there is a still need for library. But definitely library has a need, because it has physical books and students go there, sit there, there is an ambience, okay, right kind of ambience, right kind of environment wherein people can sit together, discuss and study, okay, that part is there. But as far as no content is concerned, the good content, the well research content, I think we have open educational resources, we have a lot of other no platforms, online platforms, wherein we can get access to the content. So content is very very important, whether we want to no engage more people on LinkedIn platform, whether we want to showcase our company or our institute on different platform, what kind of content we develop, what kind of message we want to pass on to the people, I think that makes a lot of difference, okay, as far as institutions image is concerned. Personalize your marketing message, I think that is very very important. And we see that the kind of post we post on Facebook, that's a lot of difference. What we post on LinkedIn, it also has a lot of difference. The kind of post we make on Twitter, and the kind of videos we upload on Instagram or YouTube or Pinterest or other media platform, Vimeo, and so on and so forth. Can we customize? Can we personalize our marketing messages? If we target the senior, okay, that's why in the Facebook page advertisement, whenever we want to advertise, we see there is no target audience, particular region, geographical area, how many days the campaign should be on. All parameters are there to ensure that we target particular segment of the customers, of the people, not whole people. So on the similar line, based on the content, based on the product, can we target a particular segment, demographic profile, and can we customize the message so that it best suit their requirements? I think that is very very important. When we customize our message towards the students, I think that's something different. When we customize to the parents, something different. When we customize to the general people, that is something different, right? So this personalizing the marketing messages, we need to do that. And this is not about only personalizations, even based to different culture also, okay, because culture, as as in consumer behavior, we know that it has a huge impact okay, on the marketing strategies. Okay, one particular marketing campaign may do well in Bangalore, that campaign may not do well in Kolkata or in other parts of India. I think based on the culture of a particular region, okay, if you can customize or personalize the message for a particular demographic profile, I think that becomes more engaging, right? That becomes more effective. So number one is the content. What kind of content we develop, what message we're going to deliver to the people, that becomes a winning point. In fact, the next is the marketing message, what kind of message and how we can customize that message based on the demographic profile, and we need to do that so that we can better connect with the prospective customers. As rightly it was discussed, the data driven marketing, and no, everything is data driven, right? Today, that's why there is so much demand of marketing analytics. We have Salesforce automation, right? We have the business intelligence, and someone rightly said in consumer behavior, if we know everything about the customers, and a lot of humors also we get into WhatsApp, that if we know about the customers 100%, then easily we can exploit them, is it not? If we know exactly their dislikes, in that case, we can definitely explore them. That's why there has to be some limit up to which companies can explore about the customers. Okay, and we know how data is important, because data is the new oil. No, that's what people say, and we know in the election campaign how data is important. And last time there was Cambridge Analytics, there is Facebook, no data breach. Okay, a lot of no. Then there is some reports that some of the companies, Swiggy and all, there is some, in some black website, some data was leaked out. Okay, so especially what I mean to say, that no, today's marketing is all about the data. If we can collect the data properly, if we can analyze those data, then it becomes very easy to understand the customers needs and preferences, to develop a marketing campaign, okay, and to develop the product and services. So this data driven economy, I think data has a big role to play. Okay, so that's the point here. Invest in original research. I think the field research, what is we are talking about in the marketing, most of the times, see, that's what there are a lot of, we'll find out in LinkedIn and other media platform, why so many startups they fail. So many startups they fail because they don't do any field research before starting their business. Okay, they just they have some idea, they're able to convert that idea into some product and process, then they just have some desk research and Google and all, and they develop something and they start a company. Okay, but there is very less of market research, the field research, exactly what people are looking at, exactly how many competitors are there, what are their plus points, or the area where they are not so strong, so good enough. If we can find out those areas, and if we can then bring out a company and a product and service to fill those gaps, so I believe that in such cases the chances of failure will be very, very minimal. Then the point is, update your content. Okay, the time and again, that's the point we're coming about, the content, because in today's no, as we are connected over the internet, so I think this content is very important. Okay, so we need to not only ensure that existing content we modify that, but at the same time we need to continuously see that it connects with the changed behavior of the customers, prospective customers. That's very important, because customers behavior due to the exposure to the internet, the TV and the media, and the changed lifestyle. Okay, so we need to update, because last 1 year, see, we all are locked up, no, more or less inside the home. So a lot of changes in the behavior, a lot of changes in the food habit, is it not? lot of changes in the style. So in this kind of particular situations, we need to little bit modify the content so that it best suit the requirements of the changed people behavior. Responding to queries from journalists, I think this is very popular, and I'm sure that many of us know we got a lot of message in LinkedIn, that I got in LinkedIn, that I can arrange one meeting with the journalist of some top media companies. Okay, and we are from some peer company, and this can place you and your company in the right platform in front of the audience. Okay, and we'll charge some service charges will be there for that. I think this kind of queries from the journalist, it has a lot of acceptability, a lot of receptivity, when a particular founder of a company is interviewed by journalist, and it is showcased in the right way in the media. And we could see that many business schools, their directors, they participate in some kind of panel discussions in the media. They participate in the debate in the news media. They come out with some kind of write-up in newspapers. So all those creates lot of positive impact, okay, on the institutions, that yes, okay, these institutions are doing these things, and their directors and the faculty, they have this kind of views. So this kind of interviews and the queries from the journalist or the endorsement, okay, these had a lot of impact, okay, on the performance or on the prospect of that particular organization. Expand your guest blogging opportunities, I think, this one area, and we all have been doing it for more we have been doing it for quite long time, but doing it so often since last 1 year. And there are so many blogging sites are there wherein we can share our experiences. Okay, we can share the articles, our views in open platform, okay, wherein we can pull in other people, and we can ensure our enhanced engagement with the people. So whenever we get any guest blogging opportunities, or we write a small article in some magazines, or we get some opportunity to write on some particular topic in newspaper, I think this kind of opportunities, that add a lot of values on the organization where we work. Okay, so this guest blogging opportunities is another area how we can connect. Then we have today live stream, right? YouTube live stream is there. Once again, it's free. Facebook Live is there. Once again, it's free. Through Facebook Live, I'm sure that all of us know that so many people are doing wonderful business. They're selling that, this jewelry. They're selling saris and a lot of governments and a lot of other stuffs. They're doing business completely based on Facebook Live. They're creating a group. They're pulling the people there, and they're able to do business, especially during this pandemic. And wonderful. Facilities, we have wonderful facilities. Many business schools, they're doing regular program, okay, on YouTube Live. Okay, they're broadcasting in YouTube Live, and they're engaging a lot of people in the live broadcast. I think that's the way how we can really create awareness on a relevant topic. At the same time, we can showcase our institution in a better way. So YouTube Live, Facebook Live, I think this all we must take and make best use of it. I think that's the facilities are there which are free. Try explainer videos. I think this is the most popular way of advertisement today. And we have lot of customized applications, mobile applications. We have softwares are there where we can easily create small videos, explainer videos, and we can upload, because video has no more traction than the no flyer or the banner advertisement or text advertisement, especially in the social media. So these videos, sometimes it goes viral. Okay, so the message about the individual, any particular individual, or about the institutions or a particular company, it goes viral, it gets easily promoted if the message is very strong. So we must ensure that we have some explainer videos which we can upload in our YouTube channel, which can be floated in different social media platform to get no maximum traction. I think this is the most popular way. The explainer videos is the most popular way of marketing or engaging the people. I think as far as the crowdsourcing is concerned, and nowadays, no, we go for crowdsourcing to engage maximum people. So I think we can definitely develop some good explainer videos, and we can upload in YouTube. We can circulate in different platform, and we can get the things going. Host or join podcast. I think podcast is also very popular, and many teachers, in fact, they're using podcast. They're creating audio, and there are very podcast. The like iPhone, they have the podcast dedicated podcast platform, and there are many other podcast platforms. These are series of audio collections wherein we can keep on uploading, okay, and we can keep on sharing with the target people. Many people are fond of listening to the podcast instead of listening to the YouTube with the video, and these podcasts are very useful, especially if we talk about the teaching learning. This podcast, if we can create, we can send to the students, and they can listen in their own time, and a very effective way to connect once again to the students, to connect with the prospective customers, to share the message. These are small podcasts. Generally, it is not very lengthy. Okay, it is a small series of collection on a particular topic. So that's another area, and anyhow, in the teaching we have asynchronous and synchronous model, and a lot of people, they prefer asynchronous model, wherein that goes for broadcast. They record the video, then they upload in YouTube, or they share through some other platform with the students so that they can see. And many, they do the synchronous model at the same time. They use Zoom or Cisco WebEx or other platform, and they engage the session live. So some of the session live, and some of the session recorded video, some of the sessions on podcast. I think that's a good mix. That is a good mixture of mixture to reach out to the students. Now, prioritize local SEO, search engine optimizations. I think this is how the digital marketing, the digital world is working today. And whenever we search for any business school, in fact, an MBA aspirant wants to enroll in any business school in Delhi or any particular city, Hyderabad or Mumbai, what that person generally does, he or she looks at tries to find out in the Google and type it business school in Mumbai, and the way the names are popped up in the Google search engine, they try to check one by one. So that's the search engine optimization. So can we have our business schools or our company's name on the top whenever we search for any airport drop and pick up? If we don't have the Ola and Uber, what do? We Google it, airport pickup. We find out that a lot of transport services, no, in the search engine it pops up. So we try to connect from the top. So that's the beauty of search engine optimization. And how we can do it, search engine optimization? No, it's very easy. We have the Google AdWords, right? We have the Google AdWords. In the Google AdWords, we can create one business account, and we can, now there are different parameters are there for how much money we should pay. Okay, it's a click per account, click per search. Like if somebody clicks, whether 30 clicks, 40 clicks, okay, so those accounts, those different parameters are there. So we can use Google AdWords, or if you can just download Google My Business in the Android applications, and there only we'll find out Google AdWords. We can click the Google AdWords, and we can go to the Google AdWords. Then we can pay some amount, okay, based on different parameters are there. So they will automatically place our company's name or the product name, whatever it is, how we want to customize. So accordingly they will pop up. We see the similar kind of search engine optimization even in case of YouTube. Whenever we upload any videos there, right, so generally we give some keywords. Those are essentially search engine optimization. If anybody wants to, like in Twitter, we use the hashtag is nothing but search engine optimization, right? If anybody wants to search a particular thing, if that person types it, so automatically the posts which are connected with that particular word that pops up in the Twitter. We do in the internet web designing also. Okay, we use the keyword for the search engine optimizations. Many companies, many business schools, they have a separate blog in their web page wherein students or alumni, passed out students, they post their comments, their success stories, and others can also freely engage and now post their comments. What happens by doing that? The chances of the search engine optimization enhances. That means the more presence in the internet, it enhances the search engine. And to enhance the Google AdWord, Google search engine optimization in the Google search bar, then we have the Google AdWords, okay, wherein we can take up that service. That's a paid one. Okay, we can pay, and it's a very simple operation, so it's not a very difficult one. Now we have set up automated email marketing campaigns. Okay, so that's another one. So I think this is okay. So I think we have just as of now it is 3:30. So we have 1 hour 30 minutes. We can have some questions. We can discuss. Then we can take some 5-10 minutes break, and people call it health break. Okay, in online session, and we can join back because it's a lengthy session of 3 hours. I believe that would be too hectic. So can we have some discussion, sir?
Okay, discuss, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, please.
What, what we should discuss, that is what I'm just thinking. Sir, in one of my reading,
Yes, sir.
this, no, generally it is a 4 C's, very famous, and it is adding on C's, sorry, P's.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Price, this, all these things. In one of my reading, that they said the P has been converted nowadays. Hello, sir, are you able
Yes,
to
sir.
hear
Yes,
me?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tell me, sir.
It has been converted into C's.
Yes, sir.
That is what in one of my reading I came across, and these 4 C's is applicable to all areas like 4 P's also.
Yes, sir.
That is more particularly of teaching in education sector. That is what we say, that is now first P, say for example product. The product has been converted into the customer solution.
Right, right.
Now the customer is the student here. The solution is, as rightly said, data science, big data, the business analytics, something like that. And some other skill set also is required for the getting new job, etc. Even for the diversification of the or changing for the job also.
Right, sir.
So now this customer solution. Now most of the education institutions, basically MBAs or say to say other technical institutions, they're supposed to give to the student. So we talk about I think one of my session when we were conducted, we have 42 million people in India, educated people, they are not getting job because they don't have the skill set. Means not directly we can say that our education institutions are not provided solution to the students to get a better job. So that is what I feel the customer solution should be there from the institutions like education sector. And second thing is that, sir, now the things have become, that is price, what we call in our 4Ps. Now, in case of institution should be cost effective. And most of the institution take, for example, the IMs, etc. I think that may not less than 15 to 30 lakh rupees, even for all the big tag MBA management institutions, maybe around 30-35 lakhs. And in case you want to give a better education, I think it should be very competitive and it should be affordable in the cost. That is what second price is converted to the cost, even for the customer also. And so third thing is that promotions, what we call about it, that is a 4P. I personally feel that promotion is something like converted to the C of communication. As of India has almost, I think I am right, there are 7 lakh villages in India. And each village, by and large, we have a lot of the schools, maybe in the rural area also, in the district area, we have the colleges also. Now the question comes the language. Let it be any state, maybe UP, Maharashtra, or say Karnataka, or some other, even Tamil Nadu, etc. When you go for the state language, I think that will be more convenient. That is our talk about in our new national education policy also. So that is what the focus area is, communication as far as the institutions are concerned. Now the most important P is that place, what we call it, that is fourth P. But when you talk about the place, that is the C converted is a convenient. Now, most of the higher education, basically PG level and above, they feel that online learning is comfortable. Whereas down the line, take for example primary level, etc. They feel that physical learning, off learning is more convenient. Anyway, that is a convenience, the part of the convenience in the place of uh, in the place. What I'm trying to say, this 4 P's has been slowly converted into the C's, and ultimately let it be the student, let it be the customer, let it be any other person, he can be feel comfortable to get that. That is one point, sir. And second point, what I feel personally, one of your slide also spoken about this, the customer should be a partner of our business. So now, sir, what is we are doing in the education sector? Generally, we are making a point for the good student who's really good in his behavior, really good in academics, really good productivity, something, all these things. And there is any need of the requirement of the institutions for the faculty, will try to observe him. In the same fashion, in the marketing, of course, I think this is a new, I think it is a very new concept, what I feel personally. We can issue some card or some ID to the customer. Say, for example, I am the customer of Tata Group. I should get one ID of Tata. Whenever I do my purchases of Tata product, I should use that ID. And over period of time, say for example, let them keep anything, maybe around 1 lakh rupees or 10 lakh rupees or whatever this. When I reach to that particular business with the Tata Group, the Tata Group can provide some bonus shares to me in their company so that I'll be partnering with them. First, I was the customer. Later on, slowly, I have been converted as the shareholder. I think this also is a very good strategy, and we can try to retain the customer, and we try to delight the customer rather, and we can have a bigger trust of the customers in particular brand. With this, sir, thank you, sir. This was my sharings.
I
Thank
think
you, sir.
wonderful suggestion, sir. I think we have different kind of loyalty program solutions, like for Make My Trip or any other flight ticket booking. We get some flying hours bonus, and which we can redeem. Even in Flipkart, we can have some super coin which we can redeem in our next purchase. But not all products. For some products, those coins are reserved. I think that's wonderful inputs given by Dr. Lowry, sir. Now, I think Arijit, sir, wants to say something. Sir, please.
Yes, sir. This is about actually continuation with Lahori, sir, regarding this 4 C's and 4 P's. I think these are two different perspectives, sir. I think one is from the firm's point of view, organization point of view, when you call it product, price, place, and promotion. Another point of view is customer point of view. So there are research is being done on that area, like market orientation of higher education institutes. So market orientation, when you talk about it, there is a scale developed by Narvar and Slater in 1990, where they focused on in that construct is about 3 important aspects. Like one is customer orientation, another one is competitor orientation, and interfunctional coordination. So these 3 is actually talked about how a firm or organization can be a customer centric firm. So that is where it comes that this 4 P's is converted to 4 C's, because we should not think from the firm's perspective. Rather, we should follow the market orientation principles, which talks about think from the customer perspective. The similar kind of research is done on business schools also. In fact, my research, my PhD thesis is on that, exactly the same. Market orientation and marketing effectiveness of business schools in Hyderabad, in Telangana. So that is where we have done the research, we have tried to understand the presently the business schools in and around Telangana, basically, the institutes in Hyderabad, on all category, A category, B category, and C category. We try to understand what is their market orientation, how much they are oriented towards the customers. When we're talking about the customers, obviously, two customers that comes up here. One is student is our product, at the same time, student is our customer. The similarly, corporate is also our customer, like industry, because they are going to take our product, which is our students. So these views are always there. So when I've done that, I've understood that there is a fundamental problem of the business schools. They are not market oriented. They are not customer centric. What business school feel that what is better for them, we are doing. We never searched or never tried to understand what exactly they are looking for, what exactly is better for them in their views. So I think Lauri sir is actually giving me an option to talk about all this, because it's very close to my heart, because I've done that research for 4 years. So I just wanted to bring that dimension.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Arjit sir, for the wonderful value addition. And I think, sir, with all of your permission, we can have 10 to 15 minutes break, and we can join back at 4 o'clock. Right, sir?
That would be wonderful.
Just 10-15 minutes break.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. 4
Thank you.
o'clock, sir, we'll join.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Very good afternoon to all of you. So it's 4 o'clock now. Very good afternoon to all of you. It's 4 o'clock now. So we have come back after the short break, and let us continue with our session, and we'll take a few questions as well. And at this point of time, I would request if anyone wants to share his or her views on any of the topics connected with the marketing, most welcome, so that we can take it forward from there.
Yes, good afternoon. Just one point I wanted to make is when we talk about the 4 P's of marketing, 4 C's of marketing, 8 P's of marketing, and so on. One thing that is always very important is how easy it is to get an access to a product, or how easy it is to use a product. So distribution comes into picture here, but also the ease of usage and getting a product is very important. Like in terms of our education system, students today, when we interact with them, they say that maybe online classes, we really like it a lot, because it's very easy for us to join. Or probably they can join from anywhere, wherever they are. So I think ease is very important, sir, as far as businesses, products, and services are concerned.
Yes, wonderful thought, ma'am. Wonderful value addition. I request Bhaskar sir to say a few words.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. There are a few things that I want to tell you. In your first question, you talked about economy. Economy is definitely declining, but again, there are some areas because of COVID. COVID has been a digitalization accelerator. This is the exact words by Philip Kotler in his Marketing 5.0. So he has given a diagram, a chart, which if you want, I can share with you. He has given the various options which will actually grow in this economy. So there can be people, entrepreneurs who give jobs in these areas, and job seekers also, as we discussed, of changing the skill set or shifting to greener pastures. So these are the areas. If you allow me, I can just share one visual, one diagram.
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah. Uh, can you see it, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ah, see, this is from his book Marketing 5.0, Digitalization Amid COVID-19. So here he has spoken about online shopping, which of course we all know, but food delivery. I want to give an example that there are many families today all across the country who are COVID positive and in home isolation. And there are some companies who are providing food to these families. You see? So, this is one new development. And of course, digital banking, electronic wallet, online meeting, which we are doing, content consumption. Here, I must acknowledge the brilliance in the content, Professor Datta, you share in your social media, which I follow. There's, I mean, out of the world content you share in your different social media handles. And then, of course, online learning, telehealth. I can tell you that uh, telehealth, that is telemedicine, some are calling it digital therapeutics, that has grown by 400%. And Medical Council of India has come out with new regulations to control telemedicine, uh, to make it more ethical, with their guidelines. It has grown so much. Home services, online gaming, online workout, virtual tourism. This also, I have got some links where people sitting at home can have a virtual tour. So these are the some of the areas which I wanted to share with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, and wonderful
Welcome.
and
Welcome.
very relevant sharing. And definitely, it
Yeah.
adds a lot of values in the ongoing discussion. And anybody else wants to
Yes.
share some more inputs on marketing or any of the specific area which you feel that must be shared? So I think that would be a good add-on.
With permission, I would like to
Yes,
add,
sir. Yes.
already there is a talk about distribution, and in fact, sir has shown us the marketing 5.0. Now, there are two sides to it which I would like to talk about. Now, particularly the marketing 5.0, it's more of very relevant, but yes, still it's more of a Western or in fact Western template to look at the things. Why I'm saying so? Because in India, because I'm connecting both the part, the distribution as well as the digitization part, we have around let's say 2,55,000 pin codes. Okay. And all the e-commerce companies, the best of the companies today are able to deliver to less than 50, or let's say in between 50,000 to 1 lakh pin codes. So still there is a large population which cannot be catered. Then there is a data connectivity issue. There is a good amount of population. Once I'm saying good amount of population, then probably we are talking about more than let's say 30 crore or people who are not able to access the way we are accessing internet. In fact, probably we are having the discussion right now. So there has to be a probably a midway between, that is, they talk about the phygital model, then probably is the right way to look at. As you said, in fact, in your presentation, that Flipkart prior to the lockdown was looking out. In fact, they had started, I believe, one store in Bangalore by
Yes.
Kleptomania and something like that. So that's the way out there, which I believe would take us forward. And as somebody was talking about at the beginning about the loyalty, and probably you said like what companies need to do, how exactly they can retain customers or something like that. Now, if that part has to be taken care of, I think there is a strong tinge of ritual we need to imbibe in our product or services. You know, whatever product we use every single day, why is it the Zoom has got the maximum amount of market? If I talk about the, let's say, the new users which come to the online platform in terms of meeting and all those. And if we talk about any particular domain of a product we consume on a daily basis, we'll find there is a heavy tinge of a ritual which we follow. That's why in our marketing classes, I categorically talk about there is no 4P nor 4C or in fact 4A, which is the 4A's of rural marketing, the affordability, accessibility, awareness, and all those things. It's only about Siksha, Shadi, and religion in India, because anything and everything which is related to Siksha, Shadi, and religion sells like a hotcake. Now, that's a very, maybe a very skewed way of looking at it, but it's a hard reality. It goes in India like anything, because for education, Indians can spend like anything. For Shadi, every company, in fact, looks for the season, and in fact, they go for the number of days or particular panchang or muhurats are there. And then probably religion is the one big factor, in fact, the biggest brand the world has. So what I would suggest, if any brand can inculcate a ritual into their product and services, there is going to be. Just to give you example to make you understand, every single of us have certain products just because we are following a ritual. For that matter, we consume, or in fact, we keep a product called Dettol because somebody has said that it sanitizes, or in fact, it's good for wound. We consume, let's say, the product called Parle-G, or because somebody has said that, in fact, like our previous generation, that it has glucose. Then Maggie, because we can make it in 2 minutes. So these are all rituals, These all are rituals, and we are doing it. So that's why these products are there for so long in our life. So if any brand can do that, there is definitely a headway for them for a long term. So over to the moderator for the further discussion.
Wonderful, wonderful, sir. Yeah, Ravindra sir.
Sir, I would, yeah. Sir, I would like to add one point with regard to the trust you were mentioning. Companies have to create a trust among their customers. See, basically, this happens when we do the brand communication, because we reach the customer through brand messages. And we are trying to satisfy the need or want of a customer, or maybe trying to answer some pain point of the customer through the product, or the branded product or service that we are delivering. So it is important for the companies that they should not over promise, because if the company is not able to meet the promise when they communicate with the customer, finally the customer is buying the product, and when they use it, if the company is not able to meet the promise, then there is a breach of trust. Not only that, now companies, they also communicate through social platforms. And whenever there is a complaint, there could be some appreciations from customers. Those who are satisfied with the brand, they may appreciate it. But there could be some complaints also. I think those complaints need to be handled immediately by the company. I think these are two areas which companies are to be careful if they want to keep up the trust among the customers.
Wonderful, sir. Ravindranath sir. Sir has rightly said that no, we should not over promise, and in fact, we should under promise and over deliver, so ensure that customers are delighted, or exactly whatever the product usage or benefits it gives. That much only we should be able to communicate. We should not over promise. I think wonderful, and that's one of the ways how we can really enhance the trust between the customers and the company. Arun Kumar sir also rightly said that Siksha, Sadhi, and religion. I think these are largely, if we can put it under one head, is the culture. And there is a beautiful flyer across all social media. It says that Kellogg came to India to ensure that we eat corn in the breakfast, cornflakes in the breakfast. Now we see that Kellogg's are coming with upma, the popular South Indian breakfast menu, in their packaging. I think culture has a lot to do. In fact, marketing is all about culture. And if we see the Coca-Cola company ad, if we go to their website, the homepage, we'll see that in the different countries, once we click and we land up in that particular country specific page, we see that the complete orientation, the marketing orientation, it differs, because no, it tries to connect with the local culture. I think broadly, no, we can put under one head is the culture. The wonderful sharing by Dr. Arun sir, Dr. Ravindranath sir, and Mr. Bhaskar Chakraborty sir, as far as the Philip Kotler's 5.0 is concerned. And see the fantastic the supply chain if we talk about, and I'm sure that many of us must have used the application Dunzo application, right? Whenever we go somewhere, if we forget, suppose we are traveling to some places and we forget to pick up something from the home, we're in the airport, how to get the item picked up in a shortest time, so we can just log into Dunzo and give our requirement. Somebody will go to home and pick it up and give it to us in the airport. I think that's another way, addressing the supply chain. I think the biggest that was the reason, the Deccan Airlines, Captain Gopinath, who started the Apex Fair. Okay, he is the most popular person in Indian aviation industry post independence. I think at the right time he sold out Deccan Airlines to Kingfisher. Anyhow, Kingfisher is not okay. That's a different story. And it started with no the distribution, the 360 no channel distribution channel, and that also became a very popular. I think today what Sneha ma'am also rightly said, out of these four P's, especially no the place, I think, which talks about distribution. What Lahori sir talks in another terms is the convenience, and Arijit sir said that is from the customer perspective, and Arun sir also suggested, okay, the similar fashion. I think that's the, especially in this pandemic time, or even there is no pandemic. I think that today's in the nuclear family, especially in the urban areas where husband wife both are working, I think no distribution is a major point. Okay, everything wants to have everything delivered at home because of no the tight schedule what we are going through. So thank you for the wonderful suggestion. So let me continue with the presentation. We can have some more discussions at the end once the presentation is over. So I think again it is showing. Okay, let me have the full screen, please. Okay, let's talk. We were there in the slide number. I'll just go to that particular slide. Okay, so this about the setup automated email marketing campaigns. I think the most popular and the oldest form of the online marketing is through email marketing, and it's very popular. At the same time, it has very low strike rate if it is not planned properly, if it is not designed properly, because almost every day we receive a lot of promotional emails and we don't open it also, right? By seeing that it is a promotional email, we just delete that messages. Okay, so herein comes the challenges, how we can design a proper email, okay, emailer with a proper heading, with a proper content, so that at least the receiver open it and see through the content. And there are many bulk emailer softwares are available, even those who have taken no subscription to godaddy.com or other web service providers. They have the dedicated email marketing campaign services with the payment. So there also it can be done. Even SurveyMonkey also, okay, they have these options available, the email marketing campaigns, and therein we can design using HTML tag. Okay, beautifully you can design the content We can give the HTML tag also, web link also in the body of the message. And the beautiful part it is that when we send it to the different emails, we can check it, how many emails are bounced, how many emails are read by the receiver, and how many emails are deleted, right, without reading it. I think email marketing is the most popular form of marketing because it is cost effective, number one. Second, it has the maximum reach. Okay, but only challenge is that most of us don't read most of the email marketing campaigns. We delete it either by seeing the subject line or by seeing that who has sent. But today's the email bulk mailer, they have the no artificial intelligence in place, wherein the mail lands up, it addressed to that particular owner in the name of that owner of the email ID. Okay, so that kind of no technological developments are there in place, but still it has a lot of challenges. But having said that, it's the most popular form of marketing in place, the email marketing. We spoke about search engine optimization, we spoke about data driven marketing, and we all are aware that how data is essential to reach out to the people. Now test out augmented reality. So this another area I'm sure that all of us must have experienced, the different kind of billboard they use the virtual reality, okay, and augmented reality in their advertisement. Okay, we see that in Flipkart and Amazon, whenever we want to purchase a particular product, we can see the video of that particular product from different angles. So that's not actually augmented reality. In the augmented reality, we can create, okay, that one product advertisement. If we touch that product, we can move that product all side, we can visualize that product in fact. So that's the big way, okay, for the marketers, wherein they can advertise their product using the augmented reality. Like in academics, we use the AR and VR, okay, for teaching, especially for the kids. Okay, whenever they say A for apple, one apple pops up, okay, in the screen. Okay, the student can touch it, they can see that, okay, this is apple. I think this particular technology, the augmented reality and virtual reality, it has a lot of scope for the marketers, the new age marketers, to reach out or give a better experience about the product demonstration part as far as the technical specification part is concerned, and customer can see it, the can have that kind of real experience, okay, about that particular product. Now use smart bidding. I think this is what exactly today people are doing it. There are a lot of digital marketer who use this particular service, the bidding service, wherever they find that in social media and different platform the cost is very less. Okay, therein they pop up that particular advertisement. We have seen that whenever we log into Flipkart and we browse some product, and immediately if we go to the Facebook, we see in the homepage, okay, in the Facebook, those products pop up. This is called the moment of truth kind of thing. Moment of truth in the online digital marketing, moments of truth. We see there, we find it here. We go to other places, the same kind of advertisement pops up. So these are part of the bidding. And in the bidding, especially in the Facebook advertisement also, we have the bidding part. Okay, so how many customers we want to reach, okay, the cost per click. So all those stuffs are included, and this is very user friendly, and I have done it many times. I've been doing it, the Google Adwords. I've been using the Facebook no ad for promote our conferences and the seminar and some of the certification programs as well using, and these have good tractions. Even Google My Business, okay, that also is free of, Google My Business is free of cost. That also has good traction. Okay, there are no money we need to invest. I think a lot of platforms are there wherein we can use diligently to reach out to the people. Now this is briefly about the presentations on marketing. So let me just quickly run through what we have spoken. Okay, we have discussed, all of us, and then we can take up some of the discussion areas. And We started the program at 2 o'clock with brief introductions on marketing, on the mode of the delivery of this particular program, on self-taught hours and face-to-face interactions. Then we started with some of the augmentation part, what already sir always talks about, what are the recent advancement in the field of marketing. Then we went through few questions which are very relevant and talk of the town, we can say, in terms of politics, in terms of economy, in terms of productivity, in terms of retention. Okay, then employee loyalty solutions, and all esteemed participants, they have shared their rich experience on the subject. Okay, and that was good learning for all of us. Then we started with this, especially the digital conversion, the importance of content, how relevant content is, how we can customize or personalize our message to reach to a particular demographic profile. We spoke a lot about the search engine optimizations, how we can do it when we upload one video on YouTube, in our website, by using the keywords, by using hashtag in Facebook, LinkedIn, or in Twitter. Okay, and we can use the Google AdWords also. Okay, for search engine optimizations, and that okay. So that's one part of it. We also spoke about know a lot about the content and the content management and open educational resources. And someone said that there will be a day when nobody will look for whether no your paper is published in Elsevier or ResearchGate. Okay, we can make the paper white, we can publish in no social media network, let all the people look at it and give their views. I think we are going to a particular not too closer to that particular stage when no general people's validation to one's work is much appreciated than a particular segment of the people. We spoke a lot about the data driven economy. We spoke about how augmented reality and virtual reality can be put in place as far as no product experience is concerned. Then there are Facebook advertisement, LinkedIn advertisement, Twitter advertisement, and there are a lot of the 4Ps and 4Cs and a lot of add-on value additions. And Bhaskar sir spoke about Philip Kotler's 5.0 and wonderful suggestions by Sneha ma'am, and Dr. Arun Kumar sir on Siksa, Sadi and religion. This is a wonderful, okay, ground reality in fact in India, and that's a wonderful no learning from all of you. Now, we can have. I just stopping the presentation so that we can have some good discussions on some of the areas which no we may think that still it's needed to have some discussions on some of the areas which no we have left out. So the platform is open for all of us. We can keep adding some of the new perspectives on some of the areas which are spoken about at present times. Yes, sir.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
See, I think most of us are into academics, right?
Right, sir.
So my question is that now in this online teaching, my experience is that 90% of the students, even if this is class of say 50 students or 20 students, 90% of them are using their mobile to interact with you. I'm talking about Microsoft Team, right?
Right, sir.
So in this situation, the challenge that we have is uh, out of say 50, when you download the attendance, sometimes all 50 are there, but interaction only 2 or 3 students. That is the ground reality. And uh, but when we even if I call out some of the names, they are mute. They have most the common excuses that they have connectivity issue. Okay, now uh, in the teaching pedagogy, there are many means case studies. So we give them some HBR articles so that they form teams and make presentations. There also, they never come in the video mode, but I can make out that all the team members are participating and presenting the their article, case study. They're presenting it. They have understood it, and they're presenting with the questions that we have for the case study. But there are some new pedagogies like gamification, simulation, which I don't know. But is there anyone who can share whether in the online mode these pedagogies uh, can be delivered?
Wonderful, sir. Vaskar, sir, I'll request Dr. Arun Kumar, sir, because he heads one business school. He's the right person to share his views on these important areas.
Uh, Thank you, sir. Thank you for asking. Now, what we are doing, probably I can share with you, and how exactly, because this is one big issue, sir. The last 1 year we have been facing it, and probably last year, this same month, we were having tough time to how exactly we can engage students and ask them to, in fact, involve in the discussion, probably in the case studies and kind of a role play or any such activity which is a part of pedagogy which we deliver in a typical B school. Now, what we have been doing is we have been using particularly Zoom for the teaching to students. Now, flip class we have increased. I hope everybody is aware of a concept called flip class. If you, otherwise, I can elaborate on that. Do I need to elaborate or?
Yes, sir. Elaborate.
Please
Yes, sir.
elaborate. Please.
So a flip class is a concept, like typically what happens is the student need to take the class and faculty is more of a listener. But what we have evolved is we have asked every faculty that because we have a 3 credit course, that means in a subject, a faculty has to teach for 30 hours, 15 hours, and then you have a midterm. That's how we go because it's a trimester system. Now, what we have asked our each of our faculty that in a typical course, you have to conduct at least 2 flip classes on a very critical topic, and that 2 flip classes will mean that you will share some kind of a written note or some PDF plus some video lecture or video, let's say, some kind of a video which is relevant on that particular topic. Now, all these students will participate in that. Now, once I'm asking a discussion, what we do to encourage that students should discuss, because again, you told us like students are not coming, only 2 or 3 are engaging. What we do randomly, because we are using Zoom, so Zoom has a very interesting feature called as breakout. So let's say if I have 60 students, so what I do, I divide them into 5, 6 different rooms. So from one class, they are into different breakout. And as an administrator, my faculty can move to different breakouts and have a discussion. So that way we encourage our students to participate more. Then what we have, another thing we have done is we have started something called PIP, Performance Improvement Program, where we are asking our students, because we call it also as a reverse mentoring, where faculty is also sitting with them and learning. Now, for example, work from home is a new learning for faculties also, how to do this. So to improve onto that, we ask our students to come up with some kind of program where you are going to deliver with the rest of the students. So it's at the mean point in time, it's improving the productivity of the students as well as it's a learning by sharing. They are learning something and they are sharing with the students. So that's how we are encouraging at one part of it.
Wonderful suggestion. So let me just add on. Okay, Lawari sir, please continue.
Sir, Arun Kumar sir, I have little clarification. What is the cost of this Zoom application, sir? How much?
So it depends on the
Hello, I think this disconnected.
He has, I think, low bandwidth.
Yeah, some problem is.
Sir, Zoom is very, yeah.
Probably it might.
Sir, continue.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lahari, depends on the number of participants you wish to have.
Yeah, say for example, okay. 240 participants.
No, in that case, after 100 for 500. But what you need to do is you have to have a mode, like that means how many license you can have.
Yeah, what you
can do is, See, for 500, let's say, participants, it will cost you around 4,000 to 7,000 per month.
I see. It's okay.
And better
Basically,
would be if you can, yeah,
tell me, sir. Yeah.
yeah, please, sir, please carry on.
No, no, no. Basically, we are trying for that, but in case since we are in the Baramati, I think we are not able to get it. But anyway, it is fine. So it is 4,000 rupees per month
Although we
for
have
the.
negotiated because, yeah, earlier it was on a higher side. We have negotiated with Zoom guys because they are based in Bangalore and they have given us some coupons and also. But at some time, what we also do is we use Google Meet also. Google Meet is why? Because again, we have to do a lot of breakout. See, the more we'll induce our student to discuss, that's the only way to take it forward.
Yes, yes.
If we can encourage them to, in fact, do the activity, then probably it's being better being done rather than it's one way. See, the biggest challenge with the blended form of learning, or in fact the online teaching, both are although two different things, is the biggest challenge is there are two ways students normally learn. One is the instructor induced learning and one is the peer based learning. The problem with the online teaching is the only instructor induced learning is happening, not the peer learning. So how exactly we can bring that peer learning? That is, I believe, is more of the sessions where students are doing the part of a teacher and then faculty is more of a moderator. So that's how we have to, and probably we have to be more accommodative with these students. That's my suggestion would be. Over to the moderator, please.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. So I just would like to give a few add-on what Vatska sir has asked. My experience also handling some of the sessions, and Arun Kumar Singh sir has rightly said. I think the fundamentally at the first stage we need to do a proper orientation for the students. Even we see that in a conventional mode of classrooms, many students they don't come for the class. Many students they attend the class, they don't learn, they sit idle. Okay, so not that everyone is learning. Okay, the number one point. And in the online mode we understand the difficulties like bandwidth issues, and we cannot make it more personalized, because if a class of 30 students that becomes a difficult. So I think we need to give a proper orientation in the beginning, explain to them the challenges in online learning and what is their duty, what they have to perform. As Arun Kumar Singh sir has rightly said, that peer review, peer based learning and instructor induced learning. I think what is happening more now is the self learning. I think no, that's kind of lifelong learning, what each one of us learn from different sources on day-to-day basis. Okay, I think the self-learning is happening maximum nowadays because of online learning. Whenever we give any assignment, any work, students they have the multiple sources from the Google or different other platforms. They can get the sources, they can collate it, they can make a good paper, make a good presentations, but we have the limitations on the time in the online platform. So we given a class of 30 students, we cannot take each students to make a presentation. So as Arun sir has rightly said, probably we can divide the class in a different group and make it a group presentation. So that will definitely work out more. And as you have rightly interjected, the scope of business simulation lab and gamifications. I think the online gamification is very very popular nowadays. And when I used to teach one business schools in a full-time basis, we used to have business simulation lab in our computer lab. There are different simulation models are there, wherein we bring the students in the lab and we give them one problem and they take a decision right on the computer model. And if the decision is right, what is the profit of the company? If the decision is wrong, then what is the loss of the company? I think this kind of business simulation models are available online platform. So we can subscribe, probably we can purchase from those software providers. And definitely the gamifications, we talk a lot about online game, and there are different service providers are there for online gamifications. I think these things can enhance the attention or engagement level of the students. Many of the things probably we cannot do it online, like as Arun sir has rightly said, there are a lot of learning like leadership learning. When they do some cultural program, they do some marketing club program or finance club, some programs they arrange, and there are a lot of qualities like participation, team spirit, and leadership skills, those things developed when they interact, they come together. So there are some limitations as far as these soft skills are concerned, because online we cannot replicate exactly. Okay, that those challenges are there, but probably as far as no teaching learning is concerned, as I rightly said, it is a common phenomenon. We see that no all students are present, only few are interacting. Some has attended but he is not present in front of mobile or the laptop. Okay, just for the namesake he is present. But students, they have to take the responsibility in the online mode. They have to understand that placement, no, or career or job, it is their responsibility. It's not the responsibility of the instructor or for the institutions. They have to learn, they have to perform, they have to make them fit. If this kind of no understanding is there with the students, and I believe that no, we can improvise, but still these challenges will remain there. And as I rightly said, that one common excuse even children are giving, okay, that in the school also I see, no, they're very prompt, sir, because of bandwidth issue I'm not able to no appear for the classes. So these all will be there, these all will be there always. But I think that this, but there are some other LMS is there, I think, wherein we can make it very very effective. One is Canvas, LMS is there. It's free of cost, wherein we can schedule the classes, we can upload our content, we can give link to the useful YouTube resources, we can bring the students on board there. And we can, there are a lot of facilities in the Canvas. Probably if someone is using Canvas, he or she can have a look at it. It's a free learning management software with a lot of facilities, and many of the challenges generally what we have in Zoom or Google Meet or other online platform, many things no, can be addressed to some extent. Yes, Dr. Ravindranath sir, you wanted to say something?
Sir, I am an adjunct professor with Amrita Vishwavidyalaya. So I take classes, but we use Teams as the platform for teaching. And it has got so many advantages because in that classrooms are there. We can give assignments on the same platform. And there is a separate section for staff meeting. All that is there. But I don't know the costing or any other details about the platform, that Teams platform. Please check on that before you finalize your platform. I find it very good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Wonderful. Yes.
A follow-up question on that, a follow-up question is that the method of examination, the exams, we, you see, it's on a digital platform, Editch, and it is based on MCQs. So the challenge, the our limitation is that there are many, it is part A, knowledge comprehension, part B, application, part C, analysis, right? Now in analysis, you are, I don't know, the weightage of analysis is fizzled out in MCQs because you're giving the four answers, so it is mainly selecting the most appropriate answer where there's very little application or analysis. That is what I think. I want others opinion on this.
Yes, sir. Arijit, sir.
So,
Yeah, Arun, sir, please continue.
Examination is one big puzzle, which still probably all the academic institutions need to solve. Of late, you must have seen that last week, in fact, Pune University has a tough time. They identified around 95 students. They were doing some kind of a copying, and they were taking the screenshot and sharing with the students. So one is the proctor issue, and another is the point you're talking about, the Bloom taxonomy, accordingly, how exactly we can have the papers. Now, see, one thing is for sure that be it a physical or online examination, it cannot be 100% proctored. That means there would be certain amount of misuse or some kind of, let's say, hanky-panky practices being out there. But yes, the way, again, I'll say what we are doing is we are conducting any of the platforms. Like, for example, we are using Zoom. We are putting students on Zoom. The very first examination which we took last year in the month of April, because we were at that point in time university-driven examination system. I was part of a system there. So what we did is we designed the Google form in such fashion, which was through Classroom, Google Classroom, where students who are registered into a particular classroom, they can only access the paper. And there we designed the mix of both. That means a good mix of objective as well as subjective questions. And once I'm saying subjective, for example, the analysis questions and where you want the students to think and then probably come up with the answers. No, you have to give either the choice where they can write then and there only, or they can upload. These are the two things probably one need to look at too. But again, there are students who complain that there is a connectivity issue where they cannot upload. But majorly, what I've found is like even with any other app, because there is one app called Bodhi 3, which is being developed by IIT Mumbai. We use that also, but there were certain challenges regarding the apps, like app feasibility with certain mobile devices or certain equipments, and then there was issue with the size of file which you are uploading. At times it was accepting PNG, at times JPG. Once you are writing something and taking picture, I'm talking about that image. So these were the issues, but more or less what I strongly believe is still Google Form can be the best way where we can have objective as well as subjective question paper being taken and putting students on webcam and proctoring it. That's my suggestion would be.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank
Sir.
you.
Arijit, sir, please.
Yes, sir. I think I am of the same view with Arun, sir. But we are actually using a little different one for that, and we are actually using a campus LMS which is called CAMU. So that campus LMS providing us to do objective and subjective both sort of evaluation. And in fact, our internal evaluation through assignments and also case study analysis and all sort of things can be possible in that. So we are using both objective and subjective through that LMS system. With the help of Proctor Track, there is another software or application we are using which is embedded with CAMU, which is called Proctor Track for proctoring. But still, there are a lot of complaints from the students. There is no doubt about it. In the sense, the moment we are doing proctoring with objective and subjective, but when they're teaching learning is happening through online, so complaints are like typing and then bandwidth problem and getting a subjective questions and how much the kind of time you are giving to answer that. So all those sort of complaints are keep coming in. But so far we are following that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, Sneha ma'am.
I would like to add a little bit, sir. As far as Garden City University is concerned, we are using MS Teams for the content delivery. And apart from that, MS Teams has a couple of really good features wherein we can track the attendance of every single session. Apart from that, we can upload the assignments. We have MCQs as part of MS Forms. So the features are pretty good. And evaluation is also very effective because we can download the marks, etc., very easily. And we also have provision to give the marks as we want. Apart from that, we also have a lot of other provisions into it, wherein the students can record any of the video sessions and so on, in case if probably want to give them a video assignment or so on. So all those features are really good. However, the only hindrance with MS Teams is the connection needs to be really good for MS Teams to operate. If there is any problem with internet connection, then it does not serve the purpose.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Anyone wants to share his or her views, most welcome. Okay, thank you so much. So we have come to the end of the program, the online interactive session. And on behalf of MTC Global, I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the esteemed participants for their presence in today's program. We understand the limitations of no presence only for 3 hours, and we had self-taught hours. And that's the way forward, the blended mode. And given there is no other choice, whatever best way collectively we can learn. And a lot of good insights shared by all of you. So my personal thanks to Dr. Ravindranath sir. He's a very senior, professional industry person, and who is there with us in almost all programs. My personal thanks to Mr. Bhaskar sir, who also attended our earlier programs, and I know him personally. We both know from Bangalore. I met him also, sir, once when sir was there in Sudan. And thank you so much, sir, for your presence. I know Professor Sneha ma'am personally when she was there with another business school. I met her also in few occasions, and she's a member of MTC Global. And definitely Dr. Arijit. Okay, I know him. Okay, not personally, but online. He meet. Okay, is a no well wisher and good friend of mine. And it's a pleasure to have senior no professor like Dr. M.A. Lahori, sir. It's a great pleasure to have you on board in today's program, sir. Thank you so much for your presence, being a director. You are there with us and shared your valuable views. Thank you to Dr. Arun Kumar Singh from Delhi. In fact, before taking no registering for this program, he spoke to me over the phone and asked about what is this all about. So I told, sir, this is the program, and we're trying to add some values, whatever best possible we can do it. And sir said, okay, I'll register. Thank you so much, sir, for your views as a director. You have shared your hands-on experience with all of us, and definitely that's a good value addition. And we have with us Mr. Sirajuddin, who is from Karnataka and is a good friend of mine, but because of his health issues, is not able to share his views. He is there with us. Thank you so much. And I'm sure during this, the month of Ramadan, I think Sirajuddin and Lahori sir are there with us. And probably after sunset, it will be iftar. Thank you so much for your presence. And thank you once again, sir, for all of your presence. And sir, I hope all of you have mailed me the photographs. If not, kindly do so. And I'll send the certificates very soon. Thank you so much. Keep in touch. Stay safe. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
It was a very good experience.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Welcome.